United for Iran that was very important. I guess IAC was the first who put up the flyer to clear the public that what United for Iran is. And then our friend Ali had published flyers against the United for Iran. And then after not even a week, it was clear where it was coming from. Dustin already explained enough about it, but I want to go a little bit deeper about the question of democracy. The unrest in Iran never, I don't think even hundreds of articles written by revolutionaries could clear out so many theoretical questions, especially the question of democracy and question of human rights, and its relationship with the intervention of the imperialists in the oppressed country like Iran. Endowment for democracy, to my opinion, is the word for democratic imperialism or democratic CIA. You know, it's just democratic CIA. So we have to be very careful about the question of democracy in the United States and more so in Iran and oppressed country. When talk about democracy, they talk about freedom of speech. When they talk about human rights, they talk about individual freedom. And individual freedom means private economy. When we talked about the human right, we talked about economic justice. When we talk about democracy, we talk about women's right, equality. When we talk about democracy, we thought we completely mean national independence for the minorities. Our democracy is completely different, but no question about it, that imperialism, especially imperialism here in this country, use that word more than anything, any person who needs democracy here. So we have to be careful. What happened in recent uprising or upsurge, whatever we call, a lot of people got confused. A lot of people defended Mousavi because they defended democracy without understanding what the nature of democracy is going to be. A lot of professors, believe me, friends and comrades, a lot of progressive professors did not make the right decision, but the one worker, like cab driver, made the right decision. That's a mystery. Why a cab driver or a working man can realize that what happened in Iran was the intervention of the imperialism, not the question of democracy. The unrest was the question of social justice, not a question of social justice. It was the question of freedom for some intellectual to talk. Of course, that is important, and we support it. But if you confuse, as Dustin said, you're going to be led. It's not going to be spontaneous. Somebody is going to lead you, and that's the imperialist who is leading. This is what happened in Iran. But they were defeated. It was a good try, but they were defeated. Why they were defeated? Because it was in 1953. 30 years of continuous revolution deepened the understanding of such an important question that, excuse me please, that professors like Yervan Abrahamian cannot understand it. But majority of the people in Iran understood it. It's not the question of democracy, it's the question of social justice and economic justice. If Iran wants to deepen the anti-imperialist struggle, they have to go towards social justice. Otherwise, they're going to go towards the West. And that was the message of Rafsanjani, to my opinion. They wanted to choose West rather than East. And I should explain on that enough. I just want to add one more point. Where Iran is going, it's a tough struggle now. It's not an easy struggle anymore. There is a class struggle in Iran going on, and it's going to continue unfortunately, the absence of working class party in Iran is the major obstacle if this struggle is going to be won. And I'm worried about it, and I'm sure all of you are worried about it. But I hope the faction of the government, which is for social justice, win. If they win, I promise you, the question of women, the question of national minority, the question of freedom of speech, the question of freedom of bodies, and also free working class party will prevail eventually if the social justice, social economic justice prevail. Then, like Cuban Revolution, like Vietnamese, like other revolutions, who decided to divide the wealth of the society, just not let polarization to happen, and some multi-billionaire and millions of poor coexist together. And I hope that will what happened in Iran. Thank you, sir.